Welcome to Taking Care of Business on News Talk 1180 KERN for the best in Saturday Talk Radio at 1 o'clock, and on 1230 KGEO at 10 o'clock Saturday, and for the best in Wednesday Talk Radio on 1410 KERI, and now on 1000 KKIM in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And as of last week, we are now in Richmond, Oakland, and the San Francisco Bay Area. How about that, Clay?
I don't think we're going to have too many listeners in that area.
Well, we may have a few arguments.
That's a little on the liberal side up there.
I think we may have some fun in that area.
Yeah, I'd love to go up there and do something.
Yeah, that would be fun. Your host is Clay Koerner, and I'm Marty Pay, and behind the big board is our producer, Greg Held. Hey, Clay, that was a great show with Assemblywoman Shannon Grove last week.
Shannon always does a great job. You know, she's a go-getter. It's unfortunately that we have such a liberal society here in California.
Yeah, and it's going to get worse. I enjoyed our talk with Lenora McLean. She's got a couple great new books, and she's a great local writer. But today we've got a different kind of show. In the second half, we have former Congressman John LeBoutier talking about an issue that's close to my heart, the POW-MIA issue. But right now we've got a fun guest talking about a great new book, Etiquette for Idiots and Other Stupid Stories by Elizabeth Imus-Zero. Elizabeth, welcome to Taking Care of Business.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Compared to what?
Are you taking care of business?
Yes, we're definitely taking care of business.
Well, I'm old, tired, and fat.
Well, get with it, Clay. Come on.
I'm working on the age.
Yeah, but
okay.
He's also, he asked for a second opinion. I told him he was ugly too. So.
Oh, nice.
That's an old Rodney Dangerfield line. Oh, yes. Hey, I love the title of your book, Etiquette for Idiots and Other Stupid Stories. Where'd you come up with that title?
Thanks. I don't know. I guess I love to write, and for me, writing jokes is sort of like writing music. It has to have a timing, and certain syllables have to hit, and just beats. You know what I mean? And so it's just kind of sounded right, but it really just sprang from I wrote a bunch of stupid etiquette rules for idiots, and then my publisher asked me. He said he liked it, but the book needed to be 40,000 words. So I thought, well, I could just write some stupid stories. And then I could have a book, and then I could sell it.
Yeah, and then you could make money. That's a novel concept in this business.
It is. Us comedians, we like to work for peanuts and, get taken to dinner occasionally, but money's nice every once in a while. We do have bills as well.
Peanuts and dinner, huh?
Yeah. Well, I don't really actually need money because I just get free handouts from the government. Yay.
Oh, spoken like a true liberal Democrat. Don't hang up on me. I'm only
shame
kidding.
on you.
I'm only kidding.
Yeah.
So give me an example of one of your items in the book.
Oh, well, the book starts off with dinner party etiquette because I had a dinner party once, and I actually cook a lot. I'm a very good cook, and I love to throw dinner parties, but a while back, this friend brought a guest, and she just acted atrocious. She showed up drunk. She drank all the wine. She kept trying to kiss me and tell me how much she loves me, and she's just falling over. She's asking for marijuana, just all kinds of crazy stuff, and I was like, oh, my gosh, I'm never having anyone over again. I sat down and wrote this out, and people seemed to really like it.
Did you give her any marijuana?
No, there wasn't any around at the time, but it's just, creepy, Even anybody who does smoke marijuana doesn't want to smoke marijuana with a stupid drunk. It's, gross. So then I started to write etiquette rules for sociopaths and dead people, and then I just kind of started to turn it into more of a story book. It's not really a traditional etiquette book as much as it's just kind of ridiculous stories about idiots and morons. And I'm the queen of them all.
I have to tell you, I did get to read the first chapter. I found that online and actually read it about the dinner party. And something I thought was fascinating was your hug rule. Can you talk about your hug rule?
Yeah, you can hug me when you get there, and you hug me when you leave. But otherwise, keep your hands off me. And don't kiss me on the lips. That's gross, unless you're married to me. That's disgusting.
Is that part of the etiquette?
Yeah, that's just a rule. If you spill something at my house, don't sit there and apologize 50 million times. Go get a rag and clean it up. And if it's permanent damage, then leave money in the drawer. But don't ask me, if you want me to leave money, because that's not polite. I'll say no, but I really want you to leave the money. So just stick it in a drawer and tell me about it later.
We're having a conversation with author, comedian Elizabeth Imus-Zero.
That sounds pretty logical.
Yeah, that's the polite thing to do.
But people really aren't polite sometimes, are they?
No, they aren't.
So I understand that you have a famous father.
I do.
Don Imus.
That is correct.
What's he doing now?
Oh, I don't know. Actually, he just got back. He's in New York. He was on the ranch all summer. He has a ranch, the Imus Ranch, for kids with cancer, and he teaches kids who are battling cancer not only how to ride and rope horses, which kind of restores their self-esteem, which is definitely affected after having a devastating disease, but it's a 100% vegan ranch, so they teach the kids how to eat and how to combat disease through health and nutrition and, just living a cleaner, chemical-free lifestyle, which is really I think the root cause of many of the diseases that we're facing nowadays.
Now, did you spend a lot of time at the ranch when you were younger?
No, because he built the ranch as I was an adult. So this came later with his wife Deirdre, and so he's back in New York now, and he's on the air. He's on Fox Business Network and on the radio all over the place, like you guys.
Okay, now Elizabeth, you got to explain this to me here. Okay, I'm just a middle-aged guy with limited social skills. Okay.
Okay.
But a vegan.
Perfect. My type. You want to go out?
You just got married.
Yeah. Oh, darn it. Okay.
So a vegan lifestyle? I mean, does that mean no hamburgers, no cheeseburgers, no meat?
No dairy?
That's what it means. It's just totally like healthy, raw. I think there's some cooked food, but lots of, things that are good for you that taste disgusting, basically.
I mean, I'm the kind of guy who likes, Rush Limbaugh's, attitude, which is when it's a meat-free day, he goes and buys McDonald's for everybody in the building. I mean, that's...
Yeah. I actually eat I'm gluten and dairy-free, but I eat a lot of meat, and it's just good. Steak is good.
So you're gluten-free. Is there a particular reason you went that direction?
Yeah, actually, I found out a couple of years ago the doctors diagnosed me with either having MS or severe arthritis, and I was in a debilitating pain. And they were trying to give me all these drugs, painkillers, and muscle relaxers, and I was just a mess. And I couldn't even lift my arm over my head. I'd been in like MRIs and X-rays, and so I read in a nutrition book that to eliminate gluten and dairy, and I'm already allergic to dairy, so I figured, well, I'll just try eliminating gluten, gluten is anything with wheat flour in it. So there's a lot of gluten-free things. Like I still eat pasta and cookies, which is kind of my staple, and crackers, but they don't have any wheat flour. They're made with a blend of other types of flours. And the problem with wheat flour is there's, the Monsanto and everybody, they're growing our foods. They're genetically modifying the seeds, and so there's a higher content of gluten than there was, when our grandparents were eating bread. And our bodies can't deal with it. And what happens is it passes through your intestinal wall and into your bloodstream, and it attacks your joints. So I was having swelling, and literally 3 weeks after stopping eating it, all my symptoms were gone, and I lost 30 pounds over 2 years, and I feel like a 20-year-old. So it's a pretty amazing thing.
Just from stopping gluten?
Yeah.
Wow. Another question, is writing a full-time occupation?
Well, it's just, if you don't count that I don't get paid full time. I write every day. I have a blog on my website, which is Elizabeth-Zero.com. And, I write jokes. I'm on the radio out of St. Louis on KTRS every Thursday night for about 40 minutes. So I write jokes, and I'm on with Geraldo and Doug McIntyre when topics come up. I used to be on more regularly. But then again, it's just time and getting paid. And I write sketch comedy. I love to write and perform. I do a lot of live hosting, but my favorite thing is radio, which I only began doing 2 years ago. And I never really thought of it before, but a friend of mine said, you should be on the radio. Because I was thinking, well, how can I use my talent as a writer and a comedian and a producer moving forward? And I decided that I would try radio, which seems kind of ridiculous considering my father is a radio celebrity. But I thought, hey, it doesn't matter. I'm a different person, and I really genuinely want to try it. So I took a class at the local college, and I learned how to work the board, and I got my first radio show. And then I just started going and networking with people at KABC through a friend out here, and just getting on different shows and meeting people. And I love it. It's really a fun, as you guys know, it's a fun amazing thing to do. It's powerful to be able to use your voice. And I use my voice not only to be funny and entertaining, but also to try to just talk some reason into people in this country.
Oh, yeah. Well, we come back from the break. Let's do a little of that, okay?
Sure.
We'll be back in a moment on Taking Care of Business on Current Radio News Talk 1180.